Hello, and welcome to Anatomy 1500, Anatomy and Physiology for the Practical Nursing Program. This video is designed to help you get started as efficiently as possible in this hybrid course. Hybrid courses have both an online component to the course and an in-class time as well. This course is split such that you'll have approximately 4 hours of online work to do each week, and then you'll have a 2-hour in-class session with your professor each week. Hybrid courses can be a challenge, because there's a major online component to the course, even though there's still class time, so being able to find items on DC Connect is important in order to start off efficiently in this, or really any other course you might be taking this semester or in future semesters. Where do I go in this course for things like videos, or notes, or any of the other helpful resources that might be found within the class on DC Connect? This video is designed in order for you to both release the components of the course a little bit at a time, while also taking the time to look through those components to get familiar with where the different items that are mentioned are located. At this point, scroll over the video so the menu below it appears. There should be a YouTube link that looks like this. Go to that YouTube link and right-click on it. The menu that appears will have an option to select Open in New Window. Select the option to open the YouTube video in a separate window. What I would then suggest is to set up your screen in such a way that it looks something like this, where you can have the video off to one side and then the course open in DC Connect off to the other side. That way I can help guide you through the course as you watch the video, but then you can actually play within the course on DC Connect within the window on the left side and get used to the resources that you find there. What I'm going to do at this point is focus in on the actual course itself in DC Connect so that we can get a closer view of the course as I walk you through the steps. So here's the course just by itself. What you'll notice is that on this home screen there are only a few widgets. The first is the announcement widget shown here. This is how you got to the start of this video. If you were to scroll down, you'll notice there's also a calendar widget that shows you upcoming important events in this course. Scrolling back up to the top, we have the navigation bar with Course Home, Content, Craig, Please Review, Quizzes, Communication, which has several items in a drop-down menu, and then Grades. While each of these links will get you to important components of the course, let's start by going to Content. When you click on that link, it will bring you over to the area where you will find all the course content. Right now, we actually only have one module, as listed here. Anatomy 1500 starts here. Within that, we actually only have one link to a web page. Welcome to Anatomy 1500. What I would suggest now is to actually click on that link. When you go into the Welcome to Anatomy 1500, there's important information there about your professor, how I can contact my professor, and scrolling down there is important information like how to prepare for the first day of class, the program guide, the course outline. What I would suggest is that you actually pause the video at this point to be able to go through and look at each of these resources, as well as read through the introduction to your professor so you can get acquainted with the course and the resources that are available here to help you with your success. So now that you've had a chance to look through these resources, actually scroll back up to the navigation bar and click on Content again. What you'll notice is now that you've visited the Welcome to Anatomy 1500, a new web page, Course Details for Anatomy 1500, is now open. If you click on that link, it will bring you to a web page that gives you details about how Anatomy 1500 fits into your program, the format for Anatomy 1500, details about the textbook and other resources available to you. Things like the course outline, and also the sequence of instruction. What do I learn, and when do I learn it? As well as how I'm evaluated in Anatomy 1500, and the test dates. What I would suggest at this point is again to pause the video, look through the information regarding this course, and print off the course outline and sequence of instruction so you have these important dates as well as the learning outcomes, etc. available to you. Now that you've taken the time to look through the course details for Anatomy 1500, scroll back up once again, and again click on Content in the navigation bar. Now that you've visited course details for Anatomy 1500, The Support Services for Anatomy 1500 webpage is now open. Click on that link and it brings you to another webpage. This has information about how to be successful in an online course, as well as what other supports are available to you in order to support your success. Again, I would suggest that you pause the video here, look through these resources in order to know what is available to you as a student both at Durham College and specifically within the practical nursing program. Once again, now that you've gone through Support Services for Anatomy 1500, scroll back to the top of the page, click on Content, and when you go there, you'll see that a number of other resources have now opened. These important resources are available to you so that you can quickly reference the program guide, the course outline, sequence of instruction as mentioned when we were in the previous modules. The top tips for online learning will be discussed on the first day of class. On top of that, Week 1's module is now open as well. When you click on Week 1, you'll see that there are two submodules, Unit 1 and Unit 2. Each of the weeks in this class is made up of 1 or 2 units. Let's actually take the time right now to go through Unit 1, because all of the units for this course are laid out in a similar fashion. We'll go to the Introduction to the Human Body and click on that page. When you click on Introduction to the Human Body, we go to this web page. At the beginning, it has all of the learning objectives. Those are the same learning objectives as in your course outline for Week 1's material. Below that, we have a connection activity. These connection activities are activities that will help get you started prior to actually getting into the content for that unit. In this case, there are a couple of introductory videos. These are videos from National Geographic introducing the human body. One thing, though, that I will mention is that I'm often asked by students, are these required items? Will this be on the test? Do I need to watch these videos or do these activities? And I want to point out right now, these activities are here in order to help you get started. Sometimes it's nice to have a different point of view or different images than are in our actual videos for the course in order to get into the mindset of the material that you're going into in the unit. But sometimes, as is the case here, some of these videos are quite long, and so these are not required videos per se, but something again to get you started in the content. If we scroll down a little further again, you will see that on the right side there are some arrows. These arrows will advance you through the units. If we were to click on the arrow here, or if we were to scroll up and click here, it will bring us to the human body. And this is where we actually find the content for the unit itself. If we scroll down, we will see reference to which chapter of the textbook this unit is about. We have course notes and PowerPoint presentations, which are the PowerPoints that are actually in the videos. Below that, we have the actual videos or cam clips themselves. This is the material, the audio versions of the lectures that are broken down into various parts. We have, for this unit, cam clip 1, 2, 3, and 4. Various units have various numbers of cam clips, and the clips are various lengths from each other. But these are the actual videos for the course that, as you work through the notes or the PowerPoints as mentioned above, the content is being covered in these videos. If you scroll down, following watching the videos, there is a reminder that you have access to the Evolve online learning activities. After going through the videos and reading through the notes that you've taken and studying and so on, this is a great place to go in order to apply your knowledge. Go to Evolve Online that you've registered for by buying the textbook and the access code, and try some of the practice activities that are there and find what works for you to help shore up your knowledge. If we were to click the next arrow again, this will bring us to the summary, the human body. After you've completed the readings, listened to the lectures, gone through some of the activities on the Evolve site, we now have these quizzes here. These quizzes are practice quizzes. I will point out that the quizzes mentioned above in the nav bar are the same practice quizzes that are linked here for week 1 for practice. I will mention again that these quizzes are not for grades because all the grades for this course come from the tests, but these quizzes are here in order to test your knowledge about the material being covered in the unit. If I were to click now Next again, it will bring us to Unit 2. where we would actually have to click on the Introduction to the Chemical Basis of Life and work our way through each of these links as we did for Unit 1, Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology. At this point, go back up to the navigation bar and click on Course Home. What you'll notice is that earlier when we started out, there was just the Announcements widget and the Calendar widget. Now we have various other widgets that have appeared. This week's content. Here it shows week 0, because this is prior to the semester. But on your page, it will show the various weeks as we progress through the semester and the content that is being covered during that week. If we scroll down, we have a days left in the semester widget. This widget tells us how many days are actually left in the semester, so that again we can keep up with our time management plan, and we'll discuss time management during week 1's class. Additionally, there's a link below to tweets that I will post through @BiologyCraig about things that are going on at the college, things that are going on in our class, and activities along those lines. Finally, there's a Craig, please review widget as shown here. What this actually is a survey where you can click on this link or the link above, and it will bring you to this area, where if there are any areas from this week's material that you'd like to review in class, you can complete the following. Go to this area, and you can complete something like the plasma membrane, or perhaps the nucleus and its role in protein synthesis. And when you're done, scroll down some more, click on Save, and then Submit. And what happens is that information will be anonymously posted to me, something that a student would like to cover during that week's class. It allows me to prepare for class so that we can cover that material together, and it also allows for anonymity so that if you're nervous asking me in person or via email, both of which are good options as well, it gives you an anonymous option so that you can feel free to ask me any questions about the course content. Some other items that we should mention up in the nav bar are the communication link. Within there, there's a link to calendars, the class list, as well as your DC mail. And then there is announcements as well. The announcements also show up in the course homepage here, and each week I post announcements with links to worksheets that will help you cover the material for that week and have practice questions, as well as I provide any updates about the course and things along those lines. Finally, up in the nav bar, there is a grades link, and that will bring you to where you will actually see the scores for each of the assessments that we have in the class, tests 1 through 5. What you'll notice is the maximum number of points for each of those assessments, and then also that they're all weighted equally for this course. We'll discuss this during week 1 again in more detail, but this is where you will find your grades for the course. So going back to the course home, what I will say at this point is again, welcome to Anatomy and Physiology. If you have any questions about any of the instructions that we've gone through here today, then please, by all means, bring them to the first week of class and ask, and we'll go through any questions that you guys have. Additionally, you can feel free to email me or send questions through the Craig Please Review link that we've just gone through here on the course page. I look forward to hearing any questions that you have so that they can be clarified for yourself as well as your classmates who probably have similar questions. See you soon for our first class.